Hi, this is Dr. Carmen, a naturopathic doctor. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about homeopathy and allergies, right? So if you didn't get a chance to listen to my first video about how to address allergies and really work at trying to address the root cause and some nutritional supplements that might be very beneficial to you, I encourage you to go back and watch that video. But I thought I would also address homeopathy. So if you guys aren't familiar with homeopathy, homeopathy is a natural therapy that helps to support the body's ability to heal itself. I tell folks that it stimulates healing on a cellular level. Homeopathy is a little bit different in that it uses physics to address our body versus chemistry, which was what we're used to as far as how our body uses and the effects of supplements and even prescriptions all use chemistry to kind of act on our body. So homeopathy is a little bit different. And so you'll see that today I'm going to introduce you 4 homeopathic remedies that can be really helpful for allergies. And they're really based on the symptoms that you're experiencing, right? So the way that I experience allergies may be very different from the next person or from you. So when we're talking about homeopathy, they do have allergy combinations or blends that try to target the most common symptoms associated with allergies. So you might try those as well. If they worked a little bit, but then they didn't continue working, or if they didn't really work at all, I tell folks don't be discouraged about trying homeopathy, just maybe we didn't have the right remedy, right? Now, using homeopathy to address something acutely or something sort of on the very surface is a different form of homeopathy than sort of constitutional homeopathy, if you guys are familiar with that at all. I'm not going to talk about constitutional homeopathy today. I'm just going to talk about homeopathic remedies that may be helpful in acute symptoms of allergies. Okay, so my first one is called Allium cepa, and that is garlic. It's specifically indicated for runny or teary eyes that are bland, which they don't irritate, right? Those tears can be copious, very watery. Sometimes it also is associated with a runny nose, something we called an acrid discharge. So if you feel like you get a runny nose a lot, in addition to your watery eyes, but your runny nose feels kind of like it burns, that's what we call an acrid discharge. Hoarseness or changes in your voice, if you have a tendency to feel better in an open room or under cool air, Allium cepa might be a good remedy for you to get started to try to address your allergy symptoms. All right. My next one on the list is euphrasia. Euphrasia is also known as eye bright. Euphrasia is indicated for, again, the copious watery discharge from your eyes, so teary eyes, but what they call an acrid. So if you feel like your tears are burning when you have watery eyes or tear up easily and it burns, euphrasia would be a better one for you versus the Allium cepa, which is a tear that is just sort of water and benign, if you will. All right. Again, the opposite. For euphrasia, you'll get a runny nose, but it's not irritating. It's just like a faucet. You may also experience a hard cough, a lot of sneezing, and sometimes you can also experience GI symptoms like diarrhea. Can be associated with allergies, and so if you're experiencing that unique symptom associated with the sneezing, with the coughing, with the mild runny nose, but with the burning tears, euphrasia might be better for you, especially if you have a tendency where you feel worse when you go out into open air. Right? Nat myrrh or Naturum muriaticum is my next one. This is indicated for people who have watery, or they call it egg white like discharges. Okay, so whether that is sort of that egg white, like that kind of proteinous, kind of not quite mucousy, but a little bit thicker than fluid or than water. If you have a tendency to have that discharge from your nose, from your eyes, that might be more indicated for NAPMER. If you don't have a sense of taste or smell, if you get headaches, and if you feel better outside, right? Those are all indications for NAPMER. And then my fourth one is called Nux vomica. This is specifically for folks who may have a runny nose in the daytime, but their nose is dry at night. Right? If you've ever had allergy symptoms like this, you know what I mean, where in the morning it feels like your nose is constantly running, and at night it's just so dry you can't, it's maybe a little bit even harder to breathe. If you have a tendency to have violent sneezing, or you feel like your nose is blocked up, especially through one nostril, and if you feel worse being outside, the Nux vomica might be the better remedy for you, right? So when we're talking about homeopathy, usually, especially for people who haven't used homeopathy before, I encourage you to check out those 4 remedies. If any of those sound like you and sound like your allergy symptoms, try them. Usually we start people a little bit lower, so a 6X or a 6C. If you can find that in a 30C or 12C even, I would start that process, try and see if we can address your allergy symptoms by addressing the underlying cellular condition, if you will, right? So if you guys have more questions about homeopathy, or you'd like to try it for another condition, or if you'd like to try homeopathy and maybe your allergy symptoms weren't recognized in these 4, that's fine. There's over 1,000 different homeopathic remedies. The reason why I like homeopathy is because it's great for kids, it's great for breastfeeding, it's great for breastfeeding moms, people who are pregnant, even the elderly. It doesn't have interactions with other medications that people may be taking. So it's one of those that's a pretty safe for everybody across the board. If you pick the right remedy, you can see really awesome results. So if you need help with any of those things, please feel free to reach out. All right? I hope you guys have a great day.